Ingram, Lucy Campbell, and Lauren Smith riding along with me as we are in Heat 3 of individual event number 4. Rows and handstand walks, 400, 600, 800 on the row, 96, 120, and a 72-foot straight shot to the finish line. Your Go-Ruck's steps to success.
It is all in the row. We saw that with the women's. As long as you can keep the pace on those handstand walks, it's about how fast can you row and continue to do that.
Lane assignments for heat number 3. Some heavy hitters that could have some success, but Bjorgvin Carl Gudmundsson sitting in lane number 4 is just 11 points out of a qualifying position, and that could be his 11th straight qualification for the CrossFit Games. More on Bjorgvin. Let's go down to Lauren Smith.
Thanks, Chase. Yes, I was just round the back and I watched his coach, Jami Tinkanen, give him some last-minute advice. And I asked Jami what he had said, and basically his other teammates had been in the heat prior, and the advice was not to go too hard on that opening row. All 4 of the training plan athletes have come within 1 second of each other on this workout in training. He believes there's a sub 740 time to be had out here today. Maybe
pace the 400, but nut up on the 800. That's what we've seen so far when it comes to that. And there's a rookie in the field, Fernando Partios, sitting in 11th place, tied with 183 points with Moritz Fiebig. It's just 2 points out of a qualifying spot. He was the last man in from quarterfinals.
Yeah, and he might be a rookie in this, but he was at an event like Marbella this year, and one of his best event finishes was in the handstand walk event where he came 3rd. But obviously, we said that this isn't a handstand walk event, this is a rowing event, so it'll be interesting to see actually how that translates over.
All athletes we chased in time to beat a 7:45 of Bronislava Lenkowitz. Win a CrossFit World Tour, visiting the CrossFit gyms around the globe. Create an account or scan the QR code, or visit hustlup-app.com to enter. That's all it takes. The drawing will take place June 20th, 2024. And the women were so exciting that we got Boz back for another heat as we talk about the men here in heat number 3.
Oh, Chase, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to stay on for these gentlemen. This is exciting, and I just can't wait to see who's got the goods to try to take down Big Bron's time that was set in the first heat. I mean, my goodness, he came out swinging for the fences. And you got to think that some of those guys in the back seeing that time, they're just having this, oh man, kind of moment where now they have to push the pace. There's no question that they were going to do that anyway, but with a time like that to beat, geez, there's no option.
400 meters to open up event number 4. This is heat 3. We have 4 total heats. It's your top 10 men after 2 days of competition are waiting to go. And off the rower first is Moritz Fiebig. Moritz Fiebig officially in 12th place with 183 points, but he's only 2 points out of a qualifying position, and we have the race we are hoping for on the first round of this event.
Wow, hometown favorite here. We got Victor Hoffer double timing it on the handstand. We'd expect nothing less. Let's see if he can keep it on the rower once he gets back there.
Victor Hoffer, who has had a lot of pressure put on him about trying to qualify for his first CrossFit Games, but Heat 3 has really been his undoing. We thought he would win or potentially win 2 events here this weekend. The first one was the rope climb event last night. However, he got an 18th place finish, but he won his heats when he did it.
Yeah, and that's often, you know, the downside of being in one of the earlier heats. We talk quite a lot about how important it is to have the athletes around you that are going to end up sort of similar to you on the leaderboard where you're trying to push it, and when you are in the front of your heat, you know that there's a bigger likelihood of you actually taking a higher spot overall.
And look who's in the stands, a 5-time fittest man on earth, Matt Fraser, is in Victor Hoffer's corner. And boss, your timeout, what it takes to win this event, and it comes to the row, and Matt Fraser is a man who has some experience of going to the pain cave to win some events.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you can say so much about Matt's competitive pedigree, not least of which is his ability to be a tactician. He is so aware when he's competing, and surely he's going to impart a lot of that to his athletes. So hopefully that's going to pay off for Victor here as he is sizing up the field, not only in this heat, but in the heats that came before him.
Just past the 3-minute mark, the time split is 3:45 by Bronislava Lenkowitz, averaging a 1:34 pace for that. GoWatt is the official mobility partner of the CrossFit Games. Take your mobility to the next level with GoWatt's personalized program and take advantage of the 14-day free trial to start your journey. Moritz Fiebig, sitting in lane number 6. 183 points, 2 points out of a qualifying position, tied with Fernando Pardillos. Michael Smith is holding on to that coveted 10th spot as they are taking 10 and only 10 male athletes to the CrossFit Games from the European semifinal.
Yeah, and you know, we saw Fiebig get off the rower first in that first round, but then actually get overtaken by the rest of the field on this handstand walk.
Victor Hofer back on his hands. He's 8 seconds behind the pace off the row, but can he make it up on the handstand walk?
And the crowd here is just absolutely eating it up. I don't know if the people at home can hear just how loud it is, but anytime Victor makes a move, the French fans are just loving it.
It's the longest handstand walk section that we have, 120 total feet. Victor Hofer in his career has 8 event wins. 5 of those involve handstand walks. His average finish, 1.85 in events that involve handstand walking. Bjorkman Carl Gudmundsson just on the outside looking in. Trying to get back to the CrossFit Games for the 11th straight time. Guillaume Briand, James Vett back on the row as well. And here comes the 800-meter row. The time to beat set by Bronislav Olenkowicz in heat number 1 is 7:45.35. The time split as we pass the 5-minute mark. 7 minutes and 13 seconds. Bronislav was averaging a 1:39 on that entire 800-meter row.
Yeah.
Victor Hofer.
This is going to be such an important stretch for Victor right here. Can he hang on to this row? Can he empty the tank enough? You know he's got the confidence in the handstand walking, so he has to let it all hang out on this final 800.
And this is the thing, he really needs to hurt here because he knows, as you say, he's got that handstand walk. It's a real strength for him. So it really is about how much does he want to hurt on this.
Victor Hofer is in 18th place overall with 142 points. However, it is so close, he's only 43 points out. We have 3 events left to go, including this one, 300 points. Snatch ladder's coming up after this. He has to take advantage of this event. Bjorkman Carl Gudmundsson on the left, 12 points out of a qualifying spot, sitting in 13th overall.
He's looking pretty calm and collected, looking around, sizing up his competition. I'm curious to see what his pace is here, and I hope that he's not being too conservative because he's really got to let it go as well as one of those athletes that's fighting his way back into that qualifying position.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the downsides, obviously, to like, those rowers are fairly far apart. You cannot see at all what anyone else is really rowing at. So you are all on your own in terms of, does this feel like I'm pushing hard enough? Does this feel like I am going to be riding the line on that last handstand walk?
And to just show you guys the depth of field and talent we have here of Games appearances, Bjorkman Carl Gudmundsson is qualified for 10 straight. Multiple individuals have made 11, but none of them has qualified through competition for 11 consecutive. Hand in the air.
The stadium here is just erupted when that hand went up for Victor Hofer.
7:13 is the split from Bronislav, and here comes Victor Hofer. Time to beat, 7:45. One of the greatest male handstand walk skilled athletes in the field is trying to go to the CrossFit Games for the first time, and he needs wins to get there. Victor Hofer in front of the home crowd. Vive la France for Victor, 100 points.
Wow, what a performance. So impressive that he was able to really do what he had to do and push that pace on the road.
Guillaume Briand, another French athlete in front of the home crowd, trying to hold off Bjorkman Carl Gudmundsson, and he'll cross the finish line.
And that's a strong finish for BKG right there. He needed that.
Enrico Zanoni, right at 8 minutes. Alex Katoulis is diving across the finish line. Fernando is done. Here comes Fiebig. Nico Maserati, rookie debut here at semifinals. As Matt Fraser knows what's on the line, and he's saying just like all of us did, wow. Lucy, the question was, could he do it?
And
could
yes.
he do it the way he needed to do it? And it's not the handstand walk. Could he hang on to the row? And he did.
Yeah, exactly. You really started to see him suffer towards the back end of that row, but he started out super smooth. He wasn't the first off the rower. We saw that with Moritz Feibig, first off the rower, but then Victor and the rest of the field came storming through the rest of it. And then it was literally just Victor on the handstand walk was so fast and managed to hold that pace on the row and push towards the end.
What I think is so important for Victor here is that he hit a home run.